Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nik and Matt Get Goosebumps. I'm Matt.
I'm Nick.
And we're going to get some goosebumps.
I've already got them.
Sweet. I can't tell.
I know.
Let me see that skin.
I'm wearing a long sleeve t-shirt.
Oh.
That was a reference to our first episode, Welcome to Dead House.
Already making callbacks. It's already a clip show. That's what we've been reduced to.
I mean, yeah?
All right.
Yeah.
All right. What's the name of Goosebumps in French? Chair
de poule.
Now, what does that translate to?
Chicken flesh.
Chicken
Chicken
flesh.
skin, because chicken skin is bumpy.
Yeah, that's kind of gross. That's an even more disturbing title for a book series.
La chair de poule.
Chicken flesh. Sick. Well, Nick, this is episode 2, and you
Yeah.
know what that means.
We're staying out of the basement.
Stay out of it.
Just don't go in.
Don't even
Don't
think
go
about
down
it.
there.
Don't look at the basement. Don't walk close to the basement. You can keep your kites in the basement.
Oh yeah.
But you can't get
and
them.
the string.
Do not get those kites.
No.
Don't do it.
No. Just buy a new kite.
Yeah. Stay out of the house. Sleeping in the doghouse. Stay out of the basement, Nick. That's the book title, July 1992. It's
Also
release
written
date.
by R.L.Stine.
Also written by the R.L.Stine. Ryan Lipton-Stein.
I don't think that's his name.
It's a name. The tagline for this, we don't normally read the taglines, but this is a weird one. Something's waiting in the dark.
Because basements are dark.
Yeah, but they have to have lighting for plants to survive, no?
Yeah, but you grow marijuana in the closet with like,
lights.
Yeah, but no windows.
No windows.
It's a
sure.
dark closet.
I guess. I thought they could have gone for something better, but who am I to judge? I was 7 years old. 6 years old, maybe. Don't get advice. 92, yeah. Don't get advice from me. I'm a 6-year-old. What do I know about writing taglines?
Well, but it's 2017.
I don't know how much I've matured, Nick. I'm still reading Goosebumps.
Oh, God, what have we done with our lives?
Not much, sir, let me tell you. So what is this book about? What is this book about, Nick?
I want you to answer that question first, because I have an answer for that.
There's different takes on it, because as a child, I'm thinking, it's just a scary room we can't go into. As an adult, you get a little deeper into it. Now, is this about the disrespectful, disobedient children? Is that what they are? Their dad has one rule. What's that rule, Nick?
Stay out of the basement.
Stay out of the basement. How many times does he say it? He's very clear.
I mean, he said it so many times they made it the title of the book.
Yeah. He was threatening even, and that brings us to the next idea. Is this a story about domestic violence? A mother too weak to stand up for her children and leaves with a cockamamie story about her aunt. About the kid's aunt. Her sister's sick. She has to go. I'm going to leave you with this abusive father.
No, because she wouldn't leave the kids, so that we can scratch that off.
We don't know much about the mother. We don't even know the mother's first name.
We don't.
And I think that the kids don't really know their own mother, and the mother doesn't care to know them.
Okay.
That's one option. Then, the obvious meth lab in the basement. We've all seen it.
It's Breaking Basement.
Breaking Basement. Stay out of the...
Bad.
There you go. Some weird sex stuff might be going on down there.
See, now you're talking my language.
Yeah, there's a hot and steamy atmosphere. Even
oh no, you're way off base.
No, am I? I mean, even Casey, the brother, goes down there. The brother's down there with Margaret. The brother's down there with Diane, Margaret's friend. They go down there. Casey's like, "Oh, it's so hot down here. I gotta take off my shirt."
Okay, but
he's 11, and the girls tickle him in the basement. Anyway, hot atmosphere.
You're not thinking fourth dimensionally here.
No, I'm not, aren't I? I'm just thinking in a place I don't want to be thinking. Now, there's the last option here. Have you heard of herbosexuals?
I can't say that I have, but
can you surmise?
Yes, I can. Yes.
If you're attracted to plants,
yes,
sexually.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't take it that literally.
Okay.
But I did find some deeper meaning in the story, and I'm convinced that the story, Stay Out of the Basement, is a metaphor, allegory, or what have you, for repressed homosexuality in married men.
Whoa.
And I have backup with like quotes and proof. It's once it was in my head, I couldn't not see it anymore.
Once you knew, you knew.
Yep.
This is kind of groundbreaking. I'm excited to. You've thought more about it than I have because I stopped at herbosexual. Is like, is he making love to plants? And you went deep. You got some deep nuggets out of here.
It probably, most likely, 97% not the intention of R.L.Stine.
No.
But, oh boy, it's there.
Maybe it was repressed in Stein, too, and he didn't even know he was writing it. Curious to see what you mean and some of the points you've brought up. And we will get into that. We got some spooky facts to talk about.
Spooky facts! This is a thunderclap.
What an intro for something not very remarkable. One of the only books written in the third person.
I made a note of that. Third person narration.
I'm not a fan of it. I feel very disconnected from the story.
Really? I'm used to third person narration.
Yeah. It is how most books are written in adult world.
Yeah.
But in kid world, I want to be Casey Brewer. I want to be Margaret Brewer. I want to be Diane.
Oh.
I want to have no cares in the world. I want to just go. I want to be a drifter. I want to sleep at friends' places and fly kites during the day and not go to school, not worry.
You want to be a lost boy.
Yeah.
Thou shalt not pass.
I don't want to be Dr. Brewer, I'll tell you that.
No, because he is battling a battle inside of himself.
He's got some issues going on. And, okay, and the second fact, the last fact, that we're going to talk about this title, about this cover.
Yes. The plant man hand coming out of the door, gripping it, leaves growing off of it. You can see it's very detailed. The knuckles are purplish.
Yeah, it's like they've been pounding on a door. It's terrifying. It's terrifying.
It's a
very well detailed, very aesthetically pleasing, with the even the purple and the light green surrounding it. Now,
but there's something a little different about it, isn't there?
Something amiss. Something that just doesn't sit right with me. Mm-hmm. I'm also almost ashamed to like this cover.
Why is that?
Well, because it recently came to my attention that our favorite T. Jacobus did not have any part in designing this cover.
What?
Some other artist, an unknown, as far as I know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know his name. It's not written on here. But he did not design this cover. They were still trying to figure out the look they wanted for Goosebumps. Mm-hmm. Jacobus did Welcome to Dead House. Some other guy did Stay Out of the Basement. And they ultimately went with Jacobus, or Jacobus, as I pronounced him as a child. Mm-hmm. But what do you think about this cover? Are you a fan of it?
I am.
After what you've just learned?
I mean, a good cover is a good cover.
That's true.
And
Jacobus he did a cover for this in 2003. He
did
a new cover.
I've seen it.
Kind of disappointing.
Yes.
Kind of childish.
Yeah. That is what I would describe it as. This is sinister, and it definitely reflects the book more. Like the tone of the book.
Yeah. No, definitely.
The later Jacobus stuff, eventually when we get to like Goosebumps 2000 and Give Yourself Goosebumps, it's too cartoony. It's too stylized, I find.
Now I feel like we sound like a couple of snooty goosebumpers.
I know.
We're talking in a circle of goosebumpers, and we're like, I prefer Jacobus's early work.
Yes, his earlier, funnier work. No, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it got to the point where, well, I mean, you look at the cover of Night of the Living Dummy.
Oh, yeah.
And it is, like, you've got the lighting just right. It looks sinister, even though it's just a ventriloquist dummy. Yeah. Then you get to, what was it? What was the fourth one that he did in the Goosebumps 2000? It was, like, Bride of the Living Dummy or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it was just like, I'm a cartoon. It's like, you're not scary anymore.
Like R.L.Stine pulling away from the horror and getting more into the ridiculousness, so too did Jacobus do it.
I mean, I will admit right now, I've not read any of the Goosebumps 2000 books. I
read a few. I really liked it was an Invasion of the Body Snatchers ripoff, but I realized later I just really like that Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Sure.
But as far as covers go, this is an A+ cover for Goosebumps, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
One of the most recognizable.
It definitely, it is the Goosebumps cover. I mean, it's
sad to
definitely
say.
It is the one that, like, if you think Goosebumps, you think the hand at the door, stay out of the basement.
Yeah. Second book in the series. It's it is Goosebumps, and it's sad to say, even though it's not a Jacobus original.
Yeah.
Part of the Pantheos?
Canon?
Canon.
Yeah, the Goosebumps canon.
There we go. So let's get into it.
Okay.
We don't have a lot of characters in this book. We got Margaret Brewer, described as having straight brown hair. She is also referred to as Princess or Fatso.
Affectionately.
Because she's so skinny.
Because she's so skinny. It's an ironic nickname.
Yeah, but it's also a warning. Don't get fat, Margaret. No one will love you.
I'm uncomfortable with this.
And then your ironic nickname will just be a insulting nickname. So you got that to look forward to. Casey Brewer, which I have trouble with because Casey sounds like a woman's name to me.
Oh, okay.
I have a much more surfacey problem with him. Blonde, straight hair, and freckles. They don't sound like brother and sister.
No, especially since the first note I have from page 1, siblings playing well together. Fiction.
Yeah, there's
Fiction.
Something. We don't see that very often in Goosebumps.
Or in life.
Yeah, that's true.
At that age.
Yeah. No, siblings are born to hate.
Well, I mean,
you have a brother.
Once you grow up, you know.
I suppose. We also have Diane. She's Margaret's friend. And Dr.
And
Brewer,
later she's replaced by
father.
Rebecca.
In the show?
6th season.
What are you talking about?
Hello, everybody. That was a Cheers reference. Cheers was a television program that ran from 1982 to 1993 on NBC.
Sigh. So let's get into this. Nick, are you ready to get goosebumps?
I'm ready to stay out of the basement.
Listener beware. You're in for a scare. Margaret and Casey are throwing around a frisbee.
With a capital F.
Like nobody's business.
Well, so
They're
frisbee is a
frisbeeing.
proper name?
Yeah. Is frisbee not like Jell-O or Band-Aid? Is it?
Well, I mean, I know that it was another dessert, based on the historical documentary Back to the Future Part 3.
You messing with me?
No.
Okay.
But I wasn't aware that frisbee was a proper name.
Yeah, no, and I'm not aware. I don't believe that it is.
Mm-hmm. It's just capitalized for the hell of it.
I think it was just the 90s, and he wants to capitalize on the frisbee craze.
So he capitalized it.
Yeah.
Figuratively and literally.
Yeah, that was his real agenda here.
I'm sorry, that'll keep coming up figuratively and literally.
Literally?
Yeah.
Okay. Their mom needs to leave. She's got to get out.
She has got to leave, and yep.
She's got an aunt. She's
it's
got a
her
sister. Well, we don't know. She's
Aunt
saying,
Elaine?
I got to go visit Aunt Eleanor in the hospital.
Oh, it's Eleanor, yeah.
But probably her sister,
I would
the
imagine.
children's aunt.
Yes.
I don't want to ever do that. If I have children, change the wording to fit their needs. I'm going to say I'm going to go see my sister. And they're going to be like, you mean Aunt Eleanor? It's like, no, my sister. Work it out in your own heads, kids. I'm not going to baby you. I'm not going to start calling my mom and dad grandma and grandpa. Figure it out. If I'm a father one day. Their father, Dr. Brewer, is an out-of-work botanist. Now, Nick, what does botanist mean?
I don't know, but I sure hope the book tells me.
Oh, it's going to tell you in spades. The show as well.
I see. I get that because you use a spade to dig a garden.
Yes, you do. Well, he studies plants, and he's out of work now.
What happened? Why is he out of work?
He got fired.
How did he get fired? Why was he fired?
For just being too
progressive.
It's maybe too progressive. I don't know what he's doing with plants.
I have a theory on how he got fired, which we'll get to later.
Okay, because it doesn't say. It's just like he got fired. And how depressing is it to be an out-of-work botanist?
It's pretty depressing just to be out of work.
Yeah, but as a botanist?
Yeah.
And like you're going to study from home? You're going to work on your experiments from home? You're studying plants, dude. It's not exciting. It's not...
Are you in any danger of ever being an out-of-work botanist?
I'm not. I'm secretly super jealous. I wish I was an out-of-work botanist. At least I'd be somebody.
Oh, but you are somebody.
Yeah. Anyway, he spends all of his time now out of work, but in his basement, working on his experiments. Margaret and Casey go down to find him, and he appears at the top of the stairs with a bleeding hand, and he yells at them. What do you think he says, Nick?
Hang on.
I can show you the cover of the book.
No,
if you need some help.
hang on. I think he says...
Don't think.
Calling all creeps.
He does not. He does not.
Say cheese and die.
Stay out of the basement.
Oh.
So stay out of the basement. Like the cover says right away, we're in the thick of it now.
Like a jungle.
Yeah.
The brush of a jungle.
Basically. So are you getting any weird vibes so far, or is this all perfectly normal? You're a kid.
I mean,
it's the dad's workspace.
It's the dad's workspace. He doesn't want his kids fucking everything up.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, sure.
It's understandable.
Yeah.
He's probably upset. His wife's leaving for a couple of weeks to go see the dying sister in the hospital.
Yeah.
So Dr. Brewer, the father, drives mom to the airport.
Like a hotel room.
every time. The father.
Which that comes up in my notes.
Diane coaxes Marg and Casey. Sometimes I call her Marg.
Marg?
Yeah, sometimes, because her name's Margaret.
Marg. Oh, yeah, okay.
Diane coaxes Marg and Casey to go into the basement.
Oh, no.
To see what their dad's hiding down there. They noticed some very large plants. That's what he's hiding.
Okay, wait. Are you already on chapter 2?
I don't know where I'm at, man. I'm at the part where they go into the basement and they find plants, and they're shocked because there's plants in the basement.
Okay, yeah, no, because I have notes here.
Yeah, go ahead.
First of all, Casey says to Margaret in chapter 1, "You're the hot dog of this family."
What?
Yeah. That's on page 2, and
Okay.
So I just have it written down to use. Matthew, you're the hot dog of this podcast.
That's both insulting and complimentary. I don't know how I feel about it. Now, what does it mean in the context of this book, the hot dog of the family?
I don't know. Anyway, chapter 2.
Yeah.
They're watching an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
Oh,
and
okay.
based on the description, I was trying to figure out which it could be.
Okay.
And I narrowed it down to 3 because there's guts flying all over the place.
Okay.
And shooting. So it could either be Predator.
Yes.
Or Terminator 2. Terminator 2 is more recent. It could be Total Recall as well, but I don't know. I think even then, as the mother's leaving, they're like, "Oh, y'all have seen this tape before, and you're 11." I don't think it'd be something as hardcore as Total Recall.
No, I think it's T2.
I mean, that one is also like a hard R, but it was also the one where it's like all the kids saw it.
The parents really don't seem to be that concerned with the children.
No.
As long as the kids stay out of the basement, I mean, the mom's abandoning them.
Yeah.
She's fleeing the nest. These birds can't even flap their little wings yet. They can't even fly. They got an abusive father who's going to bite the heads off of them. If we're still talking bird talk.
We're not.
Well, were we ever? I don't know.
If you're just joining us now, welcome to Bird Talk with Nik and Matt. Today we are looking at the African swallow.
Now, I think it's important to note that Nick and I know absolutely nothing about birds, but
I used to think I was a bird.
And that's where the show is going. To the birds! To the birds. So, are you done with we've decided it's T2. Now, is this relevant?
No.
It's just a nice little
It's
morsel.
just a nice little, like I said, I like the random bits of useless information.
Yeah. That's good. So I'm gonna get back. It was very derailed. We got into the weeds there.
Yeah. Well.
So they find some very large plants in the basement, and it's very, very odd since it's only been a few weeks since they've last been down in the basement. They jump forward in time a lot in this book.
They do,
and it's so hot down there, Nick.
Oh yeah.
Casey strips off all.
He takes off his shirt. He doesn't get naked, Matthew.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm reading it now. I realize it's only... Well, he says he strips down to his waist. So that he... Now this is convenient so he can forget his shirt down there. So Casey pretends to get shocked.
Yeah, and I made this note.
Okay.
Casey's a little shit.
He's like Dr. Grant in Jurassic Park.
Yep. Who is also a little shit.
It's not a time to be joking. People are dying.
You just saw people get eated.
Yep. The kids are already afraid to climb that fence. This is not going to help. And how bad does he feel after when
he actually gets shot?
Almost dies.
Spoiler alert for the
25-year-old
movie Jurassic Park.
Also 1993, a year after this. So
not also at all.
No, I'm just saying. Are there? Do you believe maybe Steven Spielberg ripped off a little? Not Steven Spielberg, I guess it would be
David Koepp.
Who?
The screenwriter of Jurassic Park.
Well, why can't it be the writer of the book?
Michael Crichton?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it could be.
Could be. Once again.
Stay out of the basement.
Stay out of the weeds is what we need to do.
Yeah.
We're doing that again. So Casey pretends to get shocked. What is he getting shocked on or pretending to be shocked on? It's this big conductor, right?
Yeah, it's the thing that is electronically sending the genes to the other plants.
Something sciencey. It's a botanist thing.
Science, bitch.
Yeah. I don't think I mentioned before, but Diane is also there.
Right.
They were all watching this movie together. Then they go down to the basement. Diane's a little, she's the instigator of this. She's the one who's like,
because she's just like, no, it's not my house.
Yeah. You ever go to a
father
friend's?
Can't hit me.
Yeah. You ever go to a friend's house and I've been grounded by somebody else's father, and I'm like, yeah, right. Make that stick. I'm leaving. I'm gonna go hang out with other people. So she's in no risk whatsoever. So they're all down there to get back now at Casey for scaring them. So they start to tickle his chest, his bare chest and belly.
Yeah.
We'll just move past that, right?
I think
take
it's
from it what
best.
you will. Anyway, they all stop. They're listening to the plants, which are moving and moaning and reaching for them. Yeah. They all run out of the basement. They're freaked out. They run out, and their dad pulls up in the driveway. Now, Casey, he remembers he forgot his shirt down in the basement. Damn it, Casey.
You had one job.
And you didn't need to take your shirt off.
He did not.
He did not. But he rushes down to get it, and he's attacked by the plants. Marg rushes down. Helps. Manages to free her brother, but not before her father catches them in the basement again. Catches them in the basement again. Like, mere weeks after he told them, stay out of the damn basement, kids.
Yeah. No, just that is Daddy's private place.
Yep. He's staring down at them from the door again with clenched fists, just ready to pummel them.
Yeah, and he's not mad. He's just disappointed.
Oh, that classic line.
Yeah.
He was mad the first time. This time he's just disappointed.
Yeah.
If it happens again, he's going to get physical.
Oh, yeah, no. I mean, there's an axe down there.
He threatens them at some point, too. He's like, could be dangerous for your safety, for your health, kids.
I've got a Venus flytrap down there.
Yeah. So at this point, is anything jumping out at you at being leaning towards his repressed homosexuality, or are we far in the clear?
No. That only comes in after a certain point.
Okay, so far it's all straightforward.
It's above board, yeah.
It's all plant stuff.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
There's no indication that anything is really amiss, except that, he's just very involved in his work.
Yeah.
Because at this point, is it not still their father?
I believe it is the father. Spoilers, at one point it's not the father.
Well, no, but I mean, that comes in later, because when they find him at the end, he said, I've been in here for days.
Oh, only for days? So when he starts wearing the Dodgers cap, I always assumed that was the turning point.
I think so. But then he also has them. So... right now, I think until we see him eating the food and shaving and or whatever, how he cuts himself.
So that's even worse though, because that means the real father is abusive. He is very angrily telling them to stay out of the basement. It's not like, guys, please stay out of the basement. He's yelling at them to stay out of the basement, and he's not explaining anything. So of course it's going to intrigue the children, going to intrigue Diane for sure. Diane shouldn't be allowed over anymore.
No, she's a bad egg.
Terrible. But now he opens up a bit. He's like, you know what? I got to give him a little bit. They need to know what's going on down there in the basement. Saying that one day we'll all go down together. But until that day comes, they need to stay out of it.
Stay out of the basement.
Stay out of it, man. And the next day, you realize the father doesn't trust them one lick because he's put a lock on the door. He's installed this lock. And the father's working down there very early today. He's for someone who's unemployed, he's a go-getter.
Well, I mean, you have to be when you're unemployed.
I guess so. A week passes. So much time. What are they doing in this week?
I imagine they're just watching that same Arnold Schwarzenegger movie over and over.
Over and over, just wondering where mom is.
Yeah,
wondering
like
who's going to
it's
take
weeks
us
later, and like the mom's still like, where is it, Ohio?
Yeah, it's like we need help with our homework. We need a ride to school, Dad. How many times I know T2 verbatim now. I know everything about it. The VHS is becoming difficult to watch.
Oh, it could be. Okay, it's definitely T2 because that also has like father issues going on, like John Connor and the T800.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh my
We're
God.
making connections.
Oh my God.
And also, you know what? Time needs to pass because plants take time to grow.
They do.
What's that expression? Grass doesn't grow in a day?
Yep.
It does, though. It's just very minute.
Mm-hmm.
The progression is very small.
Yes.
A week passes, and Margaret is on the phone with her mom, whose sister's surgery is not going so well.
Yeah. It's not going to... And so this is where I was asking the question, what is up with Aunt Eleanor?
Is there even an Aunt Eleanor?
I think there has to be.
You think so, or do you think she's like...
Well, the kids wouldn't be concerned. They'd be, who the hell's Aunt Eleanor?
I guess so. It's like a very distant aunt. You don't know her. And he's like, Mom, it's hard to hear you. There's a lot of noise in the background. She's just at Mardi Gras. It's spring break, kids. It's like, kids, I know you miss me, but...
I got so many bead necklaces.
And you don't want to know what I had to do to get them. And for...
Don't you know?
She's like, for the next couple of weeks, I don't have any kids, so stop calling.
How did you even get this number?
But Mark complains the dad is up to something in that basement, and that he's starting to wear Dodgers caps. Isn't that the weirdest thing?
That's so out of character.
Yeah, and the mom's just like, he's just trying to prove something to his old boss, and so this is probably where it's starting, isn't it? Trying to prove something to his old boss by dressing different, working hard.
Yeah,
and the mom doesn't want to be around for it.
Okay, let's just go through it, and I'll start when I start.
Okay. I'm just trying to make connections here.
Yeah, no. I'll make the connections later.
Okay,
Yeah.
But one thing's for certain: the mom wants none of this.
She's just like, she just needs her space.
Yeah. Margaret then spies on her father. A lot of spying going on.
Yeah.
Spies on her father eating plant food in the kitchen.
Plant food?
Just inhaling it from a plastic bag. What is plant food?
It's a jug. It's not a plastic bag. Isn't it a plastic container, like an orange juice container?
I didn't know why it's plastic bag. Just seems so much more desperate.
It really does. It's like, gotta have it.
That's the plant food. Gotta have it. What is plant food? Is that manure?
I think it's like a combination of that and like just like nutrients.
Is he just eating fecal matter out of a plastic Ziploc bag? That's...
I don't know. No,
like,
that's
tell
not...
that to Mom. Don't be like, hey, Mom, Dad's wearing a Dodgers cap and he doesn't like baseball. And it's like, okay, this isn't worth my time. I got beads to earn. But no, it's like, hey, hey, Mom, I just saw Dad in the kitchen and he's eating a bag of shit. Oh.
My God. She's got beads to earn. Sorry.
I don't know. I think the it would get a rise out of her at least. She'd at least listen up. Be like, well, okay, that's not something your father does on the regular. Anyway, she doesn't mention it. Days later, though, Margaret, she doesn't say anything for a bit. She goes and makes her brother a sandwich. Again, this is a very loving brother-sister relationship. Yep. Make him a nice peanut butter sandwich, and then tell him what he saw Dad doing. So halfway through eating that sandwich, by the way, Casey, Don't you think it's weird? But you know what's even weirder? Casey doesn't think that's weird. Casey's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
like he's a botanist.
Plant food. It must make him smart about plants.
Yeah, it's like, why are you always picking on Dad, Margaret? Just let him be his own
Whatever.
self. Yeah, just play frisbee with a capital F with me. Oh, that sounded dirty.
Go fly a kite.
Hey. Days later. No?
Again, with the days later.
Days later. Margaret, Casey, and Diane are playing frisbee. They went back to it.
They really love their frisbee.
They love it in the backyard. They gotta have
a big backyard.
Decent backyard. You don't want a bunch of trees and stuff.
Like the house in Arachnophobia.
Yeah. Oh, that's a beautiful house.
It's a beautiful house, except the floors are rotted.
They toss it to their dad. They're really not reading the room very well. The dad wants no part of this. And they end up knocking his cap off, exposing his leaves. The leaves growing out of his head, Nick.
It's a plant man.
Plant man.
No.
And then the dad's like, oh, God, now I got to explain a little more. The dad explains it's just a side effect from the experiments that he's been working on. He's trying to combine plant DNA, mumbo jumbo, like that science stuff. You kids wouldn't understand.
It's eugenics.
You don't go to school.
He's talking about eugenics, but with plants. And that was the note I have.
Okay.
Khan!
What?
What's a Star Trek reference? Because Khan was the result of eugenics. There was a war. Anyway, let's move on to what she sees later that night.
Oh, okay, yeah. Once again, spying on her father.
Yep.
What's Dad doing in the bathroom?
What's
she wonders.
Dad doing in the bathroom?
Yeah, so should we stay out of the bathroom? It's stay out of Dad's personal space, Margaret.
Dad's got a secret life.
Yeah. It's like, Margaret, you're the reason Mom is gone. It's like, and if you do the same thing...
Rejected titles.
If you do the same thing, Dad's going to have a sick brother who needs to go visit, and you guys are going to die of starvation because you obviously can't do anything for yourselves. Margaret she's mulling over in bed. She's beating herself up for not asking about the plant food. She goes...
She's got to know.
Yeah. She's like, oh, whatever, I got to find out. She goes, it's like 2 a.m. Go out of her room. Oh, there's weird noises in the bathroom. I'm going to go see what Dad's doing.
He just had the burrito supreme. Like, what? That's what those weird noises are.
Yeah. Making strange sounds. And so she peeks in on the door a little bit, and she has not closed the door. I don't know why he hasn't closed the door. He's had to put a lock on the basement door, but he won't close the bathroom door.
No.
She sees him taking a bandage off his hand, and some green blood oozes out of it.
And I made a note here. It's another Star Trek reference.
Oh,
He's
good.
a Vulcan.
Yeah? I don't know why.
They have green blood.
Oh, there we go. Is it monster blood, Nick?
No, it is Vulcan blood.
Okay.
Because our blood is red because it's iron-based.
Okay.
And their blood is green because it's copper-based.
Oh.
Welcome to Star Trek Cast. This is Nick, and we'll be talking about Vulcan physiology today.
There's no we, it's just Nick. I'm just staring mouth agape.
Hello, ladies.
Getting out of the weeds. Now, monster blood has not yet been established in the Goosebumps universe.
No, it has not.
So right now, this is just plant blood.
Yeah. There isn't a larger Goosebumps universe, is there? Like, these aren't all happening in the same universe.
I think
Are they?
They might be.
Okay, that's a conversation to have later.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We can't talk about that right now.
Yeah.
But
we're only like a book and a half in.
if the television show is any indication, I know that certain actors play different children constantly. Mm-hmm. So I guess that would mean it can't be in the same universe?
Okay, well, that's
All right.
So anyway, he's bleeding green.
Bleeding green.
That means they're Irish. Top of the morning to you.
This dad is just getting off a really bad hangover in the bathroom. So her and her brother, I think they hear more moans in the basement because she goes down to get a glass of water.
Yep.
But they're like, oh, it's too late to go investigate. But she goes to confront her dad, walks into his bedroom. Is this that night or the next morning?
I think it's the next morning because it mentions that they don't have school for the next few days.
No one to take them to school.
It's just no school. It's a ped day.
Pedagogal days are convenient for this story.
I said no school. How convenient.
Oh, you did.
I did.
You did. You noticed its convenience,
Oh,
as
yeah.
did I. So she walks into his bedroom, sees his bed covered in dirt.
Talk about a flower bed, am I right?
You are right, except there's no... Oh, yeah, you wrote flower bed. And worms, covered in dirt and worms.
They should go eat them.
She should go eat worms. So I guess at this point, it's not the real dad, right? He's a plant man. He needs
At
to
this
sleep
point,
in
yeah,
a flower
because we're
bed.
entering into like in the time frame. Like this is like the last. This is like the
Yeah.
last chapter.
So once again, fecal matter covering the bed.
Not literally the last chapter, just like the
Worms.
last, like the end game.
The stretch, the home run
Yeah.
here, the final stretch. Casey and Margaret are out in the yard the next day worrying about what they are going to do about Dad. What are we going to do about Dad? He's eating poop. He's got leaves growing out of his head. Mom's not taking our calls anymore. I'm pretty sure I saw an internet video of her.
When does he has he started to like be like eat the plant food?
Oh, that's coming up because they're
Okay.
wondering. They're wondering what to do about Dad when he calls the kids in for lunch.
Okay.
He has made them some delicious green slop, and he tries forcing them to eat this, doesn't he? He's really, literally, almost shoving it down their throats.
Yeah, he's like eat it or else.
Yeah, like really hammering it in. It's like,
And is this the same stuff that he was eating?
it's something bad for them. I think.
yeah.
I don't think the kids want to eat it. I don't think they should eat it.
No.
But they're saved by the bell.
It's all right.
Dr. Martinez. Dr. Martinez.
Okay.
This is his introduction. This is Mr. Brewer's old boss. He comes by the house to check up on him. Now, what kind of boss will fire you and then come by the house to check up on you?
A former lover.
Yeah, and then
And because he was fired because he's not on the board, so the board member, to save his reputation, had him fired. And yep. Okay, keep going.
while they go, oh man,
Yeah, right.
I wrote this before I thought about it from this angle. Now I'm reading it and I was like, oh, for sure.
Yep.
They go into the basement together.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, the kids dispose of the slop, but the real story here is Dr. Martinez and their father go into the basement together.
Because he's annoyed. I forget the passage exactly, but he's annoyed that he's there, and it's visible on his face. And when he comes in, Martinez like puts his arm around him, and like they just head on down to the basement.
Oh man! And doesn't he talk to the kids and is like try to be friendly with the kids?
Yeah.
Like, we didn't want to fire your dad.
But something had to be done.
Yeah. Oh man, if Mom knew about this.
Why do you think Mom's visiting Aunt Eleanor?
Yeah. I'd want to hear about Dr. Martinez all the time. Jesus. So the next day, we don't know what happened down there in that basement. They don't even allude to anything past that point. It's just the next day. Dad needs to go next door to help out the neighbor with something.
The annoying neighbor who's always asking him for help.
Yeah.
Because he's not very handy.
It's like, hey, I need my sink installed. Come help.
You want to come over or help with the sink?
Yeah. Now, is that anything? Or did he really just
Now
need a
I'm
sink?
thinking it might be.
That's a plumbing issue.
I'm not touching that one.
All right. I don't know if a botanist is certified to be doing plumbing.
No, but I mean, he's just a handyman.
Okay. And all the men know it. I'm looking at this book very differently now. It's not the same book I grew up with. Jeez. So anyway, the dad goes to help out the neighbor, and the
It's
kids
now or
decide-
never. Like it's there's not going to be a better time to check out the basement again.
Yeah, let's go into that basement.
Now, how do they get into the basement this time?
Do they still go down the stairs, or do they?
Yeah, but the door's locked.
How do they break that lock? They pick it?
They pick it because their cousin Kevin taught them how to do it.
Oh, this is an expanded universe.
Yes. So is Kevin McAllister their cousin?
Oh man, yes, for sure.
Yeah, and I also have here a note. Casey, stop being a little shit.
What did Casey do this time?
Let me double check. Okay, page 83. So they watched him cut through the hedges in the backyard and head to Mr. Henry's back door. It's now or never, Margaret said, glancing doubtfully at Casey. Think we can do this? She tried the door, locked as usual. "No problem," Casey said, a mischievous grin spreading across his face. "Go get a paper clip. I'll show you what my friend Kevin taught me last week." Okay, it's his friend Kevin, but like,
Okay.
you know,
Even more believable now. He's
absolutely.
just a friend.
So she obediently found a paper clip on her desk and brought it to him. Casey straightened the clip out, then poked it into the lock. In a few seconds, he hummed a triumphant fanfare and pulled the door open. "Now you're an expert lockpicker, huh? Your friend Kevin is a good guy to know."
Like how she obediently got something for him. It's
Yeah, it's
like a good girl,
oh
Margaret.
boy. Yeah, I also have a note from Chapter 8 just saying feminists must hate this book.
For what point?
You know
Or we'll
what?
get to it when we get to it, or have we passed
Well,
it?
I mean, we've passed it, but what was it? Casey will stop being a little shit if she does him a favor. What's that? Make me another sandwich.
And that's just played off as like a little cutesy
just
thing.
Like make me another sandwich. But I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, it's like, make me another sandwich. Go get me that paperclip, and do it obediently.
Okay, so they go down into the basement.
Yeah, they go down to the basement. And the one rule: don't go into the basement. Stay out of the basement. Don't go into the basement.
Stay out of the basement.
Never go into the basement.
Just plain stay out.
What good has happened from going into that basement every time there's bad news?
Always bad news. They always get caught. There seems to be nothing to gain from not staying out of the basement.
Have they not heard of "Don't Ask, Don't Tell"? The
Oh,
less
boy.
you know,
And
the
now
better
we're
off
inching
you'll be.
closer and closer to where it
Yeah.
really kicks into high gear for me.
Okay. So they go
Chapter
in.
15 is where it all turns around, people.
Everything down there in the basement now is bigger, louder, more aggressive. They quickly realize that they have no game plan here.
Nope.
Stupid kids. Maybe a day
little
in
shits.
school might help them out, but no. So they hear banging. Do they hear any banging around yet?
Not yet.
Okay,
that's 2 chapters later.
Yeah, but they do see a suit and tie neatly folded up and hidden away.
Yep, it's Mr. Martinez's.
Yeah. And we
Why
know
would
this.
he have taken off his shirt down there?
It's a steamy atmosphere. Bosses always take their shirts off around ex-employees.
No.
No?
No.
Well, I don't know. I've had a warped idea of the boss-employee relationship then. From this book.
Yeah.
It all stemmed from this book.
Get out.
They hear their dad come home. That dad never stays away for very long.
No.
They only have time to get into the basement.
You know why,
and he's
though?
back.
Because he doesn't trust the kids. And why should he? Every time he goes, they break into the basement and start fucking shit up.
Disobedient. Disrespectful little brats.
Yep.
Should have nipped them in the bud.
Wow.
It's a plant reference, not an abortion reference.
Wait, but it's whoa.
It can be both.
I think we both know you were doing the oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So they're caught again. Obviously, they're caught. They never get away with it. They're bad at getting away with things.
They're bad at their jobs.
Kevin needs to come in and just show them how it's done.
Yeah, with a paint can.
God, yeah. The father is again super disappointed in them and all of their filthy lying. You never used to lie to me, Margaret. What have
When
you
all
become?
this time he's been lying to himself.
Yeah, that's what he's really.
That's what he's upset about.
He's disappointed in himself. Oh man. He tells them Martinez got hot the other day
Oh, I'll bet he did.
and had to derobe. And then he forgot his clothes in the basement.
Yep, because that's a story I believe.
Dad, what are you up to down there? Like, I understand that Casey forgot his shirt down there, but this is a grown man. Dad, I don't believe you. Just tell me what's going on. But okay, so it's not all of his clothes. It's just like his tie and his suit jacket and just some of his clothes.
Just
so
some of his
believable.
clothes.
Yeah,
He's
like,
still got some of his clothes somewhere.
yeah. So, he tells them again, stay out of the basement.
Stay out. Just plain stay out.
Stay the hell out of that basement, Margaret.
There's no reason to go down in that basement.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, now there is.
Now there is.
But,
But he's like, I can't be here all the time. You might get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You might be very sorry. That's a threat. That is a threat.
Yep. Well, I mean, this is Plant Dad.
Thinly veiled. They're going to die if they go down there again.
Yep, probably. Most likely.
The next day, they go into the basement. No, Margaret and Diane return to the Brewsters just in time.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
I have a note here because
they're out on a bike ride.
Yeah, but then they come back and then they're reading magazines.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to know, what the hell is Sassy Magazine? People I know, but Sassy?
Sassy is just, that's what...
Is it like a Teen Beat?
I think it might be something that is, something they shouldn't be reading. Something that...
I don't know. I mean, it sounds like, little girl magazine.
This is why Diane loves hanging out at the house, because they read things they're not allowed to read. They watch things they're not allowed to watch. There's no adult supervision.
That's true, right?
Diane...
Although, Sassy?
Sassy Magazine.
It's just...
The first
it's
S...
It's so dense. Every page has so much going on.
The first S is actually a $sign.
Oh, okay.
Now it makes sense.
Yep.
Okay.
Also, I made a note from that same page that she realizes she has a piano lesson. So I just wrote, piano lessons can be murder.
Yeah. Wait, who has a piano lesson? Diane?
Well, someone does.
Because if it's Margaret or Casey, they're not going there. Because they got nobody to take them. Dad, I had a dentist appointment.
Shut up and chew your gum.
Casey's gout is getting worse.
What's gout?
We're both iron deficient, Dad. We need meat.
Here are some pennies.
Suck on this penny, but I want it back by the end of the day. Suck it clean.
Oh, boy. I don't even know what that means.
Suck the pennies clean? It means he's cheap.
Okay.
And a bad dad.
He's a bad dad. Bad dad. Bad plant dad.
You sucked those pennies half as good as your mother. You get... I can't even go on.
Oh, God, we are 5 years old.
Once again, highly speculative.
Oh, God, yeah.
None of this was written. R.L.Stine did not write this.
We love you. We love your books. This is just, we're reading way too much into this, but came from somewhere.
Sucking.
Can we cut out the sucking penny stuff?
Pennies for nutrition.
Yeah, no, we'll stop.
No way. We're moving on. We're moving on.
Okay,
maybe
but we'll cut that out.
We'll cut out the part where we're talking about cutting it out. Maybe we'll see, Nick. So the next day they return. Oh, we talked about magazines.
Yeah.
So they're reading those magazines, and the dad...
No one's taking them to piano lessons.
No, the dad's got to go. And
he's picking the mom up at the airport.
Oh,
She's
for sure.
finally coming back.
Yeah, Diane left. She had the piano lesson.
Okay.
She had to get out of there.
Yeah.
Just in time. So their dad is now leaving to get their mom at the airport. Casey wants to fly a kite.
Yeah, why?
Mom's coming home. Let's celebrate. She said she had a lot of jeweler beads for me. But oh no, those kites, we keep them in the basement.
Oh, God damn it, guys! Why do you have to keep going into the basement? There's one rule. Yeah. Stay out of the basement.
The poor time management. Like, their dad was there all day.
They could have just been like, "Hey, Dad, can you go down and get us our kites, please?"
Yeah, and be like, "I appreciate your newfound respect for my rule. Yes, you can have the kites, and I love you again." But no, they wait for the father to go, and they sneakily, like a couple of rats, sneak down to the basement.
Yep.
They're looking for the kites, but instead they find the rest of Martinez's clothes.
Yeah, and I have some choice quotes here on page 98. And then the banging began in the supply closet next to the shelves. Page 99. I think someone's in there, referring to the closet.
Yes.
And, yep.
Okay, so at this point, they know for certain their father's been lying. They've just been
He's
in
been
denial.
living a lie. He's been lying to himself.
Yeah. So they pry open the closet now.
Yeah.
They've gotten the courage to do it.
Yeah, with like a hammer, they're trying to pry it open.
Yeah. Can we go further and say that the kids are helping the father come to terms with his repressed
They're helping
homosexuality?
him come out of the closet.
Yes. Yes. So they see a bunch of plants with human-looking features.
Like the tomato faces.
Oh, yeah. And behind them, their father, bound in vines and gagged.
I mean, yep.
The kids... This man claims to be their real father. That other guy's just an imposter. He's
Well,
not...
I mean, he's so out of character. Like, yeah.
Yeah. But,
he's their real father. The red-blooded, all-American family man.
Okay. So this is their heterosexual father.
Yes.
That's what... Okay. If we're going with your analogy...
Yes, if we're going with my analysis.
And if we're going with what R.L.Stine wrote, he's just the human.
The real dad.
Yeah. He's not a plant man.
He's not a plant man.
So the other man is just a plant imposter. The kids reluctantly free him because honestly, both dads.
And I have a note here that their father is literally in the closet.
He literally is. And the kids, like I said, reluctantly free him because really, it's a lose-lose situation. Both of these dads are terrible.
They really are.
They're both verbally abusive.
Yeah.
One almost tried to poison them. Nothing green is good. With dirt, with green slop. And this dad quickly goes across the basement to grab the axe. And once again, this whole action of getting into the basement to get your kite, finding Martinez's clothes, freeing your dad, you know how long it takes to pick somebody up at the airport?
Yeah, it's a good, hour and a half, 2 hours.
Doesn't take...
Because you're like, I'm landing at this time, then you gotta go through customs, you gotta pick up your bags, you gotta do this, do that, do this, do that. Well, I guess customs, she's probably, in the same country, so there's no customs. But still, there are delays, believe me, I used to be an airplane, I know what it is. There are delays on the runway, anything can happen.
You used to be an airplane?
Yeah, I'll get into that later. How I learned to fly, I'll get into that.
I understand. You were like a Thomas the Train Engine, but a airplane version.
Yeah, basically.
Of that.
I have a file photo. We can put that up on the web zone.
Is it a plane with your face on
it? Close enough.
All right. Out of the weeds we must get now. So, in this short amount of time, the father has gone to the airport, picked up the wife, come back, and once again, standing at the top of the stairs, just super disappointed. It's like, oh my God, you've let the father, you've let
that son of a bitch out of the closet.
He's dangerous.
He's super dangerous.
You don't know what he's gonna do. You kids are irresponsible.
So, yeah, keep going.
Plant dad comes down the stairs with mom.
With mom in tow.
Yeah. Mom's like,
what's going on? I never knew there were two of you.
Yeah. All this going on, and she's just trying to get over the death of her sister.
No, she pulled through.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, that's why she came home. She was doing a lot better. Otherwise, they'd be going to her for a funeral.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just
probably.
It's like if my sister dies, I come home and
my husband's a plant and
my kids are disobedient little turds. I don't know. I don't think she loves her kids very much. That's just me. So the two dads now, they try convincing Margaret, who's her daddy. Not even the mom. The mom's just staring, what's going on?
She's just I don't know what's going on. I'm sitting this one out. Kids, take point.
Plant dad is like, Margie, I'm your daddy. And then the other dad is like, I'm your daddy. We're your daddy. Who's your daddy? Who knows? How does she find out?
Well, first of all, real dad calls her princess. A name she hates, but she, oh, you're my real dad.
Yeah. And the other dad could have, pulled from that, too. The plant dad could have been like, oh, I know nicknames. Yeah, because
they got the same brain.
Yeah, they got the same brain. He could have been like, hey, Fatty, come here.
No, so what ends up happening is that she takes a knife. She takes the axe away from real dad, and then she takes a knife and she...
plants it firmly into her mother's heart. This is for abandoning us.
No, she
Oh.
she jabs real dad's arm,
Yes.
and red blood comes out. So she's like, real dad, real dad. Although I have a note here for chapter 20 when like he's like grabbing the axe, and it mentions his face is scarlet,
Oh.
which means it's red blood. If it were turning pale green, it'd be the plant guy, because that's what the blood is, assuming it's chlorophyll.
If this is you looking at it as an adult, I'm a 7-year-old reading this. But...
Yeah, but I mean, like, scarlet face, red blood,
Yeah.
real dad.
Yeah.
That should have been the tip-off. You didn't have to stab him to get the blood sample.
Stab him to make sure.
Yeah.
And then also maybe go and stab the other guy.
I would have stabbed the other guy, too. But, I mean, we find out soon enough when they give him the axe and he just swings away that, oh, it is a plant person.
Oh, it is, eh?
Oh, it is.
Okay.
They describe it as, like, a stalk and a stem and, like, green ooze.
So now, in your analogy, what is happening?
The heterosexual half of him is defeating the other urges.
Yeah. Okay.
And he is like going to be he's making the choice to get rid of that side of him and be the family man.
Okay. And that's why the mother isn't freaking out as much, because this is something she's been waiting for. It's the struggle she's been hoping is like, make the right choice.
I mean,
or else I'm leaving again.
Make the choice that's right for her, I guess.
Well,
Because, I mean, like, you know.
Well, make the right choice for your family. Because if
know,
you got into this...
Let's not get into right and wrong here,
I'm only saying the right thing to do would have been to be honest with yourself before you involved other people, had kids, and now, you know, this is a tricky situation. It's still a marriage.
I don't like the water we're going into, because, like, then, no. But, like...
Water helps things grow, Nick. All right, fine. We'll move past it.
Yeah.
So, anyway, he kills the...
Yeah, he kills the plant man. And, oh, yay, family's happy together. And then they free Mr. Martinez from the closet. Well, actually, it says... the quote is like, somebody get Martinez out of the closet. And I just wrote, I think Martinez is already out of the closet. Yeah,
well, what is his reaction to this?
He's just like, your work, you're onto something, so I'm going to try to get your job back at the university.
You're onto something? You're making horrible human plant creatures.
Abominations. And
they trapped us into the closet. They're trying to take over. It's like, yeah, continue this research.
I think you're onto something. It's probably like, we can weaponize this. We can use it in Desert Storm.
Imagine what good weapons plants would make.
I mean, yeah. E.T.
I don't get the reference.
Well, later.
Okay.
Okay, so that brings us to the end of the book. So what happens in the last scene?
Later on, Marg is back to her old ways, playing some capital F in the yard with her brother. When she has to go pick up that Frisbee, and she leans over and hears the flowers calling out. Now, I'm laughing only because of what we've been talking about, but this was actually a truly terrifying ending to the book. Because you kind of imagine that maybe you just killed your father, or like your father is not coming back because now you have, and it's like there's flowers down there, and they're saying like, I'm your father, I'm your father, I'm your father. They're all saying that they're her father, but they're saying it. Now, I might have a bit of the episode rubbing off on me here, because they're saying it kind of unconvincingly, like kind of mocking her in a way. So I'm like, I don't know who to believe, and I really feel like my father's probably dead.
Yeah, now, well, I mean, it's like that in any, like, you know, duplicate story in anything, like from just science fiction, Twilight Zone type stuff, where it's like, oh, you killed the right one, don't worry. And then later on, it's like, wait a minute, the scar's on the wrong side.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I killed the wrong one.
Yeah. Only the one they killed did have a bunch of green blood.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
But maybe this is just to say that their
A
father
more perfect copy.
Yeah.
It was a side effect. Who knows?
Yeah. Their father's just been dead for hours. He was the green slop that they were being forced to eat.
Oh, that's fucked up.
But it's definitely...
But, I mean, also, if we were going to read too much into it like we have been, it could also just be like that part of him is still there. It's very small, but it's still there.
Yeah.
And it is going to be a battle that will continue forever inside of him.
Yeah, because you can never truly get rid of it. You can mask it, you can hide it, you can do it for
But you
the
have
sake
to
of
be-
your family.
Yeah, but you have to. It's who you are.
Gotta let your true colors shine.
All 7 of them.
Another way to think about this is maybe he's done like a transcendence type of deal, and now he is all vegetation.
He is all vegetation.
Yeah. I am all seeing, all knowing.
I'm like, that one person that saw that movie and absolutely loved it.
Could Johnny Depp have played a character that just went to all plants? He's every blade of grass.
Yeah.
He's every bit of pollen blowing on the wind.
Oh my god. Oh man. Yeah.
So that was Stay Out of the Basement.
That was Stay Out of the Basement, and
a
what
lesson
a wild
to be learned.
ride that was.
Yeah, a lesson to be learned. Be true to yourself. If not for you, then for your family. Or if not for your family, then for you. The second lesson, stay out of the damn basement.
Stay out of the basement. Just do what you're fucking told.
It's
this whole can of worms,
this whole bed of worms.
Oh, yeah, flower bed of worms.
Yeah, you make your bed. You make your own bed.
Do you have any final thoughts?
We didn't really touch too much on the abusive nature of this, but the idea of like being trapped at home, basically, like you got your bike, you got one friend who's coming over, but you see, her and her brother are very close, and you get close through trauma, through neglect, through... No, this is actually, as I was reading
yeah, okay.
This is what I'm feeling. It's like, yeah, they're close. They have to be close because it's all each other have. The mother leaves for weeks on end. The father is in his basement working on stuff, who knows what. So they have to make their own entertainment. They're watching movies, reading magazines, playing Frisbee. They're always playing Frisbee.
Always playing Frisbee.
And I just think it's kind of the scary part of it is it's your own father. It's your own somebody you're supposed to look up to, somebody who you want to protect you, and he's the cause of your fear. And what are you supposed to do at that point?
Yeah, because there's nowhere to.
Yeah,
run.
You call your mom. Your mom says, "Oh, it's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it." But you know something's up, and you're just trying to forget about it. You're noticing all these little things. You don't want to keep looking. You don't want to keep digging. But then again, you need it. Yeah.
I don't know. All joking aside, I mean, I was analyzing it like that. I had that slant because it was just like so absurd that this would be the case. I mean, no. Like it is absurd. There's no way in hell that this is what this book is about.
No.
But I mean, it's fun to speculate that, if we're reading way too much into it.
Yeah.
That this is the case. But this book. Why wasn't this the launch title? Why wasn't this number 1? Because this, it gets you from the beginning.
Yeah.
It as a story, there's the setup, everything is in place, but there's a constant mystery. They're trying to solve the mystery. Whereas Dead House takes almost half the book, 2/3 of the book, just being like, well, we're in Dark Falls. It's awful gray here. I don't like it. Meh.
Yeah.
This is like, oh, okay, we're into it right away. We're intrigued chapter by chapter. It moves the story along.
Yeah, it does.
It doesn't, there's a lot of action right away, and it's thoroughly enjoyable.
Well, it sure is.
You remain unconvinced.
No, it's a very good analysis of the book. I remember reading it and just, maybe because I'm a kid and I'm talking about when I was a kid.
Yeah,
and
okay.
How scary are plants going to be? To me, I'm like, plant monsters, come on.
But when the plant is almost human.
Yeah, but I'm like, leaves out of the dad's head. Yeah, I guess that's scary.
It's disconcerting.
Yeah, it's like towards the end, yeah, okay, it's starting to pick up. But for me, the appeal of a dead house, of just everybody dead, the flesh rotting off of people, that's scarier. That captures a wider audience, I think. And then we're just going with, the stay out of the basement angle. I don't know. I like the book, but I don't think I would give it as good of a rating as Welcome to Dead House. I know it's crazy.
That is crazy.
I know it's crazy. I definitely think it's a better story. It's constructed
better.
better.
Gave Dead House what?
I gave it 4 Gs.
4 G splats.
4 G splats. And this one, I'll tell you right now, 3 G splats.
Okay. Well, I gave Dead House 2. I'm giving this one 4 because I think it is definitely the superior book.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna. It's your right. Be true to yourself, Nick.
Oh boy, what have I done?
The grass is always greener on the other side.
Oh, boy.
I got to get all the puns out that I didn't get to use.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
That's it.
Okay.
What else? What else is there?
I don't know. Does this about wrap it up for this episode?
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
With a vine. All right, so that was Stay Out of the Basement, Book 2, Episode 2 of Matt and Nick Get Goosebumps. Nick and Matt Get Goosebumps.
Yeah, one of them.
One of them. We'll figure it out one day.
We're both getting the goosebumps.
I mean, I got goosebumps. Did you get goosebumps?
Chilly.
Yeah, I mean, you should wear a sweater.
Yeah. I got goosebumps under the skin.
Oh, no.
That's the real goosebumps. That's how you know you really have them.
Oh, no.
It's infectious.
I think that's chicken pox.
It's a real problem. It's bad news.
So coming up on the next episode of Nick and Matt Get Goosebumps.
How are we gonna get our goosebumps?
We're gonna get them this way.
Okay.
Blood everywhere.
Oh, man.
Monster blood.
Whoa.
It's a monster blood drive.
Is there gonna be blood in the next one?
I mean, I have a sneaking suspicion, but I can't in good conscience promise that.
Yeah. They allude to it.
They
vaguely.
allude to it. It might be blood. It might be some kind of monster blood.
That's a stretch, but I'm curious to explore it.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be
There'll probably be a lot less to unpack in Monster Blood than in Stay Out of the Basement.
Maybe I think they're going back to their roots.
I see what you did there.
So until next time, I'm Matt.
And I'm Nick.
And we got goosebumps. Listener beware. You're in for a scare.
Oh no.
You want to do that again?
No. I was reacting to it.
Okay. You don't want to say it together?
No.
I'll say listener beware. You say you're in for a scare.
Okay.
We'll both do you're in for a scare.
Okay.
You're in for a scare? Okay.
I was okay with just going, oh no, and you being like, don't worry.
We'll pick one of them. Listener beware. Oh, didn't like it. Listener beware. You're in for a scare.